Welcome to Navarre Jenkins' Character Creation Guide for the World of Warcraft. This is a basic guide for new players to create your first character. If you have not yet selected a realm to play on, please see my realm selection guide. Here at the top right of the screen, once you've selected a realm, you'll have this screen, and at the top right you can verify you did select the correct realm. If not, you can change realm by clicking that button and then select the realm that you do want to play on, such as if you have real life friends on a particular realm that you're wanting to meet up with. And then down here at the bottom of this box you can find the Create New Character button and click on that. You have two factions you can choose from, Alliance and Horde, and they each have the races listed below. Now if you have real life friends that you want to play World of Warcraft with and they already have characters, you're going to want to choose the same faction. If they play Alliance, then choose Alliance, one of these races, or if they play Horde, choose one of the Horde races. Otherwise you'll be enemies and not be able to play together. And then also below the races you have male or female to choose between. And below that you have classes to choose. And then character appearance customization. You can change those one by one. The options for appearance are going to change based on the race. There's going to be like horn style here for Draenei, for example. And you can also randomize it by clicking the randomize button at the very bottom. If you have a particular name you'd like to use, you can try it out here in the name box in the bottom center. You can type that in and see if it's available. Once you type it in, just hit enter, and it'll tell you if it's available or not. If you're having trouble coming up with your own name, you can just hit the randomize button below the box and it'll make a name for you. And as you're going through selecting your race and your class, you'll have these information boxes on the right. The first box on the right at the top is going to be your race information box. It tells you a little bit about the race and also their racial bonuses. And then the bottom box is going to be for the class you have selected, and it'll tell you about that class. Now in the World of Warcraft there are three major roles to play. You can be a tank, a healer, or a damage dealer, DPS player. The DPS characters can be either ranged or melee. So that has a lot to do with your class selection. Like for example, mage can only be ranged DPS. Hunters are also ranged DPS, warlocks are ranged, and rogues are melee. Those four classes can only be damage dealers. Every other class besides those four can have multiple roles. For example, a warrior can be a tank or melee DPS, as can death knights. Paladin can be those two roles as well as healer. A shaman can be a healer, melee DPS, or ranged DPS. A priest can be a ranged DPS or healer. And then the druid can be all four. Something else to be aware of when you're selecting race and class is that not all races and classes are available unless you have all of the expansions. For example, if you only have World of Warcraft Classic with no expansions, you only have these first four races under each faction. If you have up through Burning Crusade expansion pack, you have Draenei and Blood Elf available. If you have Cataclysm, you have Worgen and Goblin available. And to have the Death Knight class available, you have to have Wrath of the Lich King expansion pack or beyond. And you also, in order to create a Death Knight, you would have to have previously leveled another class to level 55 or beyond. That's because Death Knights are a hero class that starts at level 55. So they have that locked until you've leveled another class at least to level 55. Other than that, once you have everything selected that you like and you have your name, you hit accept over in the bottom right, and it'll now show that character under, now that you're on that realm, under the realm name. So it'll show what characters you have on that realm. And once you have multiple characters, you can move them up or down in the list just by mouse clicking, holding it, and dragging it, drag and drop. Or you can hit the arrows at the right side of that box. Once you're ready with the character you want to play that you've created, you can enter world at the bottom center of the button that says enter world. You can select that and enjoy playing World of Warcraft.